Thank you, Kathy. And thank you to all of you and to Centre, of course, for inviting us here on this special occasion. As Kathy has said, my name is Palie Smart and I'm here with my colleague Ruth Seeley. We're part of Cranfield University. Myself in particular, I'm a keen organic chemist at school who turned into a social scientist and has spent the last 20 years working with engineers and at various levels. And I suppose I've experienced firsthand the lack of women, both in engineering, science and technology, careers and occupations, and also at a very senior level. So working together with Eve, we became very interested, recognised that there was some heightened interest around gender diversity, and particularly at board level. Having a specific role, a research role at Cranfield, I was aware of our Women's Leadership Centre, so I drew Ruth into the research that we wanted to do. I felt that there was certainly a number of special circumstances coming together at this time. First of all, the ongoing interest in women's careers. Lord Davis's report last year, which firmly placed responsibility on both organisations and institutions for taking a lead in helping to change the path for women's careers and helping to facilitate those. Of course, also the renewed interest in manufacturing as an industry and its role in rebalancing the economy, and of course another wave of interest in studying STEM subjects at school. So these special circumstances, I felt now is a good time to be talking about women in manufacturing. So we looked to do a study to identify, well, what kind of representation do we see of women in boards, and particularly in manufacturing companies. So when we look at just the FTSE 100 companies, we see that the average size of a board is about 10.85 to be exact, somewhere between 10 and 11. The average number of women is about 1.5. So the percentage of women on boards is about 13.92%, so about 13–14%. Now these figures of course change every year as new reports come out. In the FTSE 100, we found that there were 31 manufacturing companies. We found 52 women in that list of 31 companies. 39 of those women held independent, non-executive director positions, and there were 3 companies with no women on the board. So what we found was, okay, the average size of a board in a manufacturing company is very similar. The average number of women on boards, again in manufacturing, very similar. We did find that the percentage of women on boards, the average percentage, was about 15.76. So we thought that was something to celebrate in manufacturing. So slightly higher than the average. However, having said that, it's still not very high, given that we're trying to achieve percentages above 25 and running up to above 30%. When we look at various manufacturing sectors, we notice that pharmaceuticals and biotechnology do rather well in comparison to other sectors such as business services or telecommunications and construction. Oil and gas do very well. Food processing do well, as do engineering and machinery. So who are these companies and what does the top 10 look like? And our preliminary results show that they are the likes of Burberry, Diageo, AstraZeneca, Pearson, Unilever, BAE Systems, Imperial Tobacco Group, GlaxoSmithKline, Reckitt Benckiser Group, and Smith & Nephew. And there are some others in the FTSE 100 manufacturing companies. Having said that, and congratulations to those companies, we notice that there are actually only 2 companies where we can actually say that female representation exceeds 30%, and only a further 2 where they're hitting close to 25%. So there is clearly room for improvement. We need to double our numbers at least. And so what I say is, whilst congratulations, there is room for improvement, please, why don't we learn from those that are doing it well and learn the good lessons so we can share them all. Okay, now what I'd like to do is hand over very briefly to Ruth Seeley, who could tell you a little bit more about some of the other work that we do in women leadership.